Hi, my name is Matthew Jester. We're going to be doing a quick video here. This is going to be a speech on the meaning of life, at least my own personal interpretation of it. So, please watch my video, Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition. I will leave a link in the description. I'll also leave additional links in the description of other relevant videos. I've been abused with hypnosis, and my ability to speak is being inhibited with hypnosis, which is why I have to read everything when I make videos. If you notice me stuttering, speaking slowly, being unable to speak clearly, or any other difficulty speaking, I explain how this is being done to me in my video, Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition. The issues speaking have been consistently occurring within the first 3 minutes of each of my videos. And wow, this is so difficult. This is so difficult. This is like so abusive. Wow. Okay, so like I'm not like this is really bad. This is really bad. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. I'll go ahead and just read the speech anyways. One of the reasons I'm going to actually read it is just to see how long it takes me to read too. So I can have an idea how long the video is going to be. So, during one of my first experiences on the psychedelic drug psilocybin, derived from various strains of mushrooms, including psilocybe cubensis, more commonly known as magic mushrooms, I discovered the meaning of life. I learned in a drug and alcohol class about a neurotransmitter called oxytocin. Oxytocin is termed the love drug or cuddle drug and is the neurotransmitter responsible for feelings of closeness, attachment, intimacy, and love for others. It's also the neurotransmitter that gives sentimental value to objects and feelings of attachment towards these objects. Oxytocin can be referred to as a chemical version of selflessness or a selfless neurotransmitter in comparison to other neurotransmitters such as dopamine, serotonin, melatonin, adrenaline, etc., as the other neurotransmitters are responsible for feelings related to self-interest such as pleasure, hunger, sleep, fear, happiness, etc. While oxytocin is primarily responsible for acts of selflessness, oxytocin is released during activities that are related to feelings of companionship, love, closeness, attachment, and intimacy, from social activities with friends, conversations, hugging, dating, etc., to even the smallest interactions with other people, such as waving hello or liking somebody's Facebook post. On the internet, oxytocin is released in the highest concentrations during, and if you noticed, like, that noise that I made, the clearing my throat kind of noise, that was the hypnosis actually. Because they wanted to, this was, one of the reasons I was actually primarily hypnotized in the first place was actually just to completely prevent me from making a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel that I'm making has no content at all related whatsoever to what I was actually planning on doing with my original YouTube channel when I was designing and, when I first started designing it and came up with the idea back in 2018 to do it. And that's when I first got hypnotized. It was to make sure that I couldn't make a YouTube channel, sorry about that. And when I got hypnotized, they, they needed to make sure that I wouldn't be able to make a YouTube channel. They also wanted to make sure that I couldn't get my medical malpractice lawsuit started or opened. And let's see, they also separated me from my friends and family. They gaslighted me. They also had to make sure that, a lot of the things that the hypnosis was doing was not noticeable. And they did so many different things to abuse me, just about any possible way that you could. Literally. And, I've been through a lot in my lifetime, but nothing ever like that. And, sorry, the hypnosis is really inhibiting me right now. That's really bad. So, anyways, yeah, I apologize. I can't even talk right now because the hypnosis is just completely inhibiting me. So, like I said, though, they did a variety of things to make sure that I wouldn't be able to make my YouTube videos. That's why a lot of the YouTube videos, I just have to kind of accept it when I stutter or, have impaired quality of speech during the videos because there's just nothing I can do about it. In regards to the hypnosis, I even have an introduction trying to explain it, and that's what I was trying to get at was the hypnosis was used to prevent me from making an entirely different YouTube channel that was going to contain entirely different content than what I'm even planning on doing now. And so I had to start a different YouTube. I had because of my inability with a because the hypnosis is inhibiting my ability to such a significant and severe degree that I wouldn't be able to make the YouTube channel without reversing the abusive effects of the hypnosis that I originally intended to create and the content for that. So wow, this is like, this should not be difficult to say, but with the hypnosis, of course, that's what they're doing, is they're making it difficult. It's abuse. So sorry about that. Anyways, so I was going to create a different YouTube channel that would have exposed some of the aspects of the hypnosis, actually, specifically, because the YouTube channel I was going to make was going to have nothing to do at all whatsoever with hypnosis. And now the YouTube channel is all about that, like the YouTube channel that I created, all the content on it. Well, there's two different types of content. There's the content that is explaining how the hypnosis is being used to abuse me and inhibit my ability to speak, such as the video Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition. I will make sure to leave a link in the description. And then the other videos are basically, all the other videos are just me recording myself writing, because the hypnosis is inhibiting my ability to write. But if I was recording myself, or if I had a witness, then basically the concept was, I would collect evidence of it. Because what I noticed was, they didn't want to make it look like I was doing a stage hypnosis show. They didn't want to get caught for it. I'll give a brief example. I was hypnotized. This was pertaining to water specifically. So I was hypnotized not to drink water unless under 3 different circumstances: unless I would notice I wasn't drinking enough water, unless somebody else would notice I wasn't drinking enough water, or unless they would get caught for it. Actually, it was under those 3 circumstances where I would drink water. And, that was extremely abusive. Basically, the intention for that was just to break me of the habit of being healthy. They also tried to make me, do drugs, for example. They tried to make me steal. They tried to make me lie. They tried to make me cheat. They tried to make me be perverted. They tried to make me act violent. They tried to, they tried to get me and convince me in a variety of different ways to try to go completely against my moral code. But I refuse to, of course. I hold my morals, more than anything else. So, it's just not who I am. And, I refuse to do that, and, just blindly following my morality, even though I didn't think it was in the best interest for me. And, with the situations that they described, I actually believed that, it would have been the best interest for me, and because I was supposed to do these types of things that they were expecting me to try to do. But I refused to. And, drugs is a different thing than, morality, such as, lying or cheating, stealing, anything else, right? So, I always just stood by my morals and everything along those lines. They also, but in regards to the water thing, they tried to make it so that I just wouldn't be healthy, and then, sorry about that, really talked around in a circle, and I got distracted, too. Not to say that morality isn't important, but yeah, this is taking quite a bit of time as well. I lost track of how much time this was taking. So I do apologize about that as well. I kind of want to get this out, though, I guess, just explaining, because it's kind of a good thing to know. So I was going to make a YouTube channel. This was going to approach, a variety of different things, some political things, human rights things, right? Hi, Tiffany Daly. I will message you after I finish the video. I'm just trying to get this done. I have a limited amount of time, so I can't interrupt my video for too long. Anyways, so it's so difficult for me to talk. Oh, that's right. So the content on my YouTube channel, right? So I mean, I got abused with hypnosis. They didn't want to make it look like a stage hypnosis show. So, when they inhibited my ability to speak or repressed my memory, it would be done with specific instructions to make it less noticeable. There were specific post-hypnotic suggestions, which is the technical terminology for hypnotic commands, to not sorry about that, specific hypnotic commands that were designed just to actually conceal the presentation of the hypnosis, like inhibiting my ability to speak, making my voice and speaking feel strained, such as, for example, hypnotizing me to feel angry, because then oftentimes the strained speaking would be seen in my facial expressions because I'm trying to force myself to speak and I'm not able to. And you can see it's like physically strenuous just trying to talk, which doesn't normally happen. That's not, something that's physically strenuous. This was something that was more physically strenuous than like push-ups or, other forms of exercise. And that's what I mean is it's just not normal, right? Where I would get way too tense. I would start you would just be able to see it in my face, right? In my facial expression. So then I was hypnotized to feel angry to try to cover that up, because then, anger is an emotion that will stimulate your central nervous system and everything along those lines. And based off the central nervous system stimulation, it would cover it up, especially because there's one specific thing about that's right. It was a verbal expression of anger that I was hypnotized to elicit when I would resist post-hypnotic suggestions. And it would sound kind of like a grunt, like right? I mean, that's not something that I normally did, right? And it even actually kind of resembled Tourette's syndrome. One of the methods they used was to try to make it look like I wasn't doing a stage hypnosis show where I'm completely unable to talk at all. And I have about 2 different examples where I'm stuttering uncontrollably for over 10, 20 seconds over one word, and I'm not able to pronounce it. And it looks just identical to what you would see in a stage hypnosis show, but just not as long necessarily. And that only happened twice, and that was after several weeks of recording myself for several hours a day. And, I never even had that happen before, actually, even off camera. So, it's nice that I got that on camera and everything, but basically by recording myself while I'm writing, and that's the other, that was it. Because there was the YouTube videos that are about how hypnosis is inhibiting my ability to speak and write, and repressing my memory. So I have to write everything down when I make videos in order for me to do them properly and do them well, at least somewhat decent, or else I'm not going to be able to, or else I'm just not able to do it very well at all. I start talking in circles, start forgetting, stuttering, and that's not normal. That's not normal for me, but with the hypnosis, they're trying to make it seem like it's normal for me. So, because of that, I have some videos that are just explaining what's going on there, and then the rest of the videos, several hours a day of me recording myself, trying to write what I needed to say to make a video. And, I'm being 100% serious. That's all it's about. Is I'm not able to write, I'm not able to talk. And, yeah, Basically, like by recording myself. That's what a majority of the videos are. Is just like me recording myself not being able to write because the hypnosis is being used to abuse me so much. And like, yeah. So like, I'm not able to write. Um, like, well, it's taken me so long just to try to describe this. I apologize. So I was like I would try to write, and I noticed how much the hypnosis was inhibiting me. But I also noticed that when I didn't have witnesses around, or if I wasn't recording myself, and I was the only witness, then I mean like. It didn't matter even if it looked like if the amount of inhibition was too noticeable and apparent that it was like obvious that I was hypnotized. Well, that didn't matter because I would have no proof of it, right? But if I recorded myself where I had witnesses around, it limited how much the hypnosis was able to inhibit me because I would have evidence of it, or it would wow, the hypnosis is repressing my memory right now. Oh, or somebody else would be a witness, right? And that was the problem, is they didn't want me to have witnesses, and they didn't want me to have it recorded either. And like it's nice to have witnesses and everything along those lines, but at the same time, having it just on like a video recording is actually very, very effective. Um, and like that's something that I just have to do in order to like adapt to the hypnosis, or else that like I like yesterday as an example, I was writing for a video, and it took me over 4.5 hours recording myself writing. And I wrote about 7 sentences. There were longer sentences, kind of run on sentences as well, so about like a page and a half in total. And it was college line paper, but at the same time, 4.5 hours, and that was with recording myself. I used to do college assignments just fine. That's ridiculous. Like that's just like but it would and one of the things that would end up happening, right, would like it wouldn't just be me taking that long to write it down either. It would be I would be writing, and then the hypnosis would repress like 3 or 4 words out of a sentence, or even just like one word out of a sentence, and I'd end up having to rewrite the sentence like 3 or 4 times just to get the word right. Um, it was so bad. Like that's what the YouTube channel basically is. It's just me trying to cope with the hypnosis inhibiting me. Um, and that's what a majority of it is. And a lot of the videos are still unlisted. They're not public yet. But yeah, I can't believe this. This is so abusive. Like um I'm just kind of like, I've never felt so hopeless before trying to do something, because I've always depended on like my mind to do something, right? Like I always just worked very hard when I needed to do something. Um and like I was always like able to do it. Um and being in a situation where like there's like the only thing I can do about it is try to record it, and even then like there's no laws on hypnosis being used to abuse people. It's a problem. um like that's a serious danger to public safety. And I mean like I'm sure that it's happening actually much more frequently than people would probably realize. um because of the fact that like it is like just the problem with hypnosis is like, and it's important to understand the reality of what hypnosis is. Like hypnosis, like a person could be hypnotized, and one of the one of the most common and most effective things that hypnosis is used for is to induce amnesia and repress memories. And the problem with that is it could induce amnesia of ever being hypnotized, and the individual would have no idea that they were ever hypnotized in the first place. So, like, based off of that, like, I didn't know I was hypnotized for at least 6-8 months, something like that, after it happened. Like, like, maybe even almost a year. And even then, like, I had like no idea what hypnosis was even capable of doing, right? I had no idea what they were doing. And it's like based off of the fact that, like, I didn't even know I was hypnotized. That's what I mean is like, it could be happening a lot more commonly than people are able to comprehend. And like, the other aspect of it though is that, the nice thing about it is technically like, and this is the aspect of like, where when we make laws about it, this is going to be something that will prove, like this is going to be like the examples of evidence for court, right? So basically, a person gets hypnotized and then, like they might not consciously be able to remember that they were ever hypnotized in the first place, everything along those lines, but like in order for the hypnosis to work, they have to remember what they were told, and they have to remember that the situation happening basically, right? Unconsciously, even if it's not conscious. So then hypnosis can bring those memories to the surface, or to conscious awareness. And I mean, once that's done, then like, that's where, it's a lot more like that's where it can be very difficult to get away with. But right now, the problem is that it's too easy to get away with, so it's probably happening a lot more frequently than people are understanding. Anyways, I am going to go ahead and end the video. I talked in circles for too long. I want to thank you for watching the video. I have to use the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back to restart the videos in about 2-3 minutes. Thanks for watching.